offensive team coming to take you guys on? Talk a little bit about Wisconsin. A little bit.
Probably one of the most talented teams that will play all year long. Speed and skill up front, really big and solid on the back end. They've got all the tools to be a great team, and I think that just like any young team, I think that consistency's been a challenge for them at times. I think they've shown signs of being one of the more dominant teams from an offensive perspective at times, but I think that they're defending better, and I think that's going to help them here in the second half, using their speed in that way.
You said like young teams that have kind of struggled. You've obviously got that going for you guys. So what positives did you take out of last weekend at Ohio State?
Well, it's frustrating because I thought we played pretty well. Obviously Friday night, much different game. Friday night, losing a 3-goal lead is not who we are as a program, and I think that Ohio State's a good hockey team, but we didn't handle that really well. I mean, I had to call a timeout after they scored the second goal to make it 3-2. It was 3-0 once they scored that first goal. And we went through that before against that team a few years back to where they started pulling the goalie really early with about 4 minutes left. But they were, we scored that fourth goal, and then you feel like, okay, the timeout helped. We regrouped, and then they started pulling the goalie, and that's where they scored the second and third, or the third and fourth goals. And one of them was a 6-on-4 because there was a penalty that I shake my head. Not that it wasn't a penalty, but it should have been a coincidental penalty. But that certainly had us on our heels, and we couldn't. We had a chance to score a short or an empty net goal, and we didn't, and it came back and bit us. So, but I give our guys credit. I mean, we went through the 5-on-5 and 3-on-3 overtime. We won the shootout, so at least we came away with 2 points. But it still didn't feel good, even though we won the shootout. The next night, I thought we played pretty well. I thought we had more scoring chances than them. We dominated the third period, just couldn't finish. And their goalie played well, and they defend really well. But the thing is that we had chances and we couldn't put it in the net. And that's the most frustrating part is that you see them doing the things that we ask them to do and they don't score. It makes it more challenging. It makes it hard on me too because I know how hard they are working hard and they're keeping a good attitude. We just have to, just keep going at it next game. Next game up, we got to be ready to play against a very good offensive team. We got to build on what we did in the third period of that last game, because that was one of our best periods in a while. And it's just a matter of being more consistent in that situation. And, I think that special teams are still a factor. We didn't have a power play on Saturday, and they scored a power play goal on Saturday. And, I think that, our penalty killing has been a factor. And, the one power play goal they scored on Saturday is probably more on our goalie than it was on our penalty killers. So, some nights it's a defense, some nights it's a forward, some nights it's goaltending. So, we think we got the personnel to be a good penalty kill team, but, that's still a factor for us too. But the primary issue still is not being consistent offensively. And, I thought after Saturday night that was a positive sign. We scored a few nice goals.
Talk a little bit about Spencer Stastny, what the improvement he's made from last year to this. How much playing for the juniors has helped him with his game. What do you see him going down the line?
Well, he is growing. He's continuing to develop his game. I think that his skating ability makes him he's an elite level skater, and I think it helps him defensively. I've talked to him several times about in most cases offensively he's the guy leading the rush as opposed to being the guy joining the rush late, and that's what he needs to become a little bit better at. It's been a point of emphasis. We've given him some power play time just because he is so mobile, You know, I think that, you know, we've been looking for somebody that can play the blue line and maybe quarterback the power play. He doesn't shoot the puck enough. But other than that, like, I mean, we have to count on him, you know, defensively more than anything at this point. And that's probably going to be the future for his game, is to be an elite level defender. He's got the ability to get up the ice offensively, but he hasn't shown the ability to finish a play yet, you know, to score a goal like Nardella would do, or Gross, Russo, those type of guys. So that's still in his, you know, down the road, potential-wise. Hopefully he gets better in that area, but he's got to be able to do it being late on the rush as opposed to leading the rush with the puck.
Going into, I mean, losing the last, or losing 3 of 4 with Big Ten play still going on, is there added pressure on the guys to, you know, maybe get this right here for at least the start of the year?
Yeah, I mean, there always is. There's always that pressure, you know. I mean, we're not done. I mean, we're still playing for positioning in our conference. We still have a chance to, you know, to do a lot of things here with 10 games left. You know, there's 30 points sitting there, you know, and we have to go into every game and just be ready for the next game with the objective of getting points, and that has to be our goal. And I think we're capable. It's just, you know, it's just a matter. You know, one of these days we're going to get a couple good bounces, and, you know, and things will go more in our direction, because like, you know, Saturday was frustrating because we had some good chances and we didn't finish, and at some point those things balance out. Maybe we're getting caught up from years past where we had those bounces, but you know, I'm still confident that, you know, this team can accomplish a lot of things with the 10 games and then the playoffs. But we have to. You know, we just have to play it each game at a time, because the schedule is not going to get easier. It gets tougher and tougher. The Big Ten, you know, there's no easy nights. Every night is going to be a challenge. Every team's battling for positioning, and in one good weekend, and you can move up in the standings 2 spots, and that's, you know, that we have to try to, you know, put together a few good weekends at some point.